Kindle Unlimited will literally let anyone publish their books. Wanted to read one of those down bad, who is this written for? I didn't even know people were into this kind of thing, kind of books. And it took me a while before I was able to physically stomach one of them. But I did find one called Squeak. It's about 50 pages, but it was about balloon men. So brace yourself for Squeak. A balloon animal Omegaverse tale, Squeakverse, book 1. No, I didn't read any of the other ones. And also just know that I spared you from Morning Glory Milking Farm. Don't look into it. I'm finding that a lot of these smut books like to change perspectives per chapter. This is no exception to that. Poppy, she's an artist and she likes to loiter and people watch and draw the people that she's watching, particularly at the zoo. She also has dyed vibrant red hair, and you wouldn't think that's a big plot point, but they bring it up so many times. She runs into her first love interest, Sebastian, at the zoo here. He's selling balloon animals. I'm gonna be reading quotes throughout this whole thing just to set the mood, okay? The soft thump thump sound of balloons gently bouncing off one another greeted her, the inflatables in question hovering over a dazzling smile. The epitome of tall, dark, and handsome, standing in front of me, managed a hotness quotient that overrode the corny, old-timey red and white striped vest he wore. Now, at this point, I didn't know the extent of what I was getting myself into. All I could think about was that one episode of Bob's Burgers when Linda's dad keeps talking about women sitting on balloons and popping them, and like that he was getting off to that. That's not what's happening here, but that's where my mind went.
And then sit on it till it pops. It drives me crazy.
Poppy and Sebastian are flirting, and he lures her into a trailer with a promise of water. She just goes. She doesn't even put up any sort of resistance. She goes. Now, in this trailer, Keen works there. This is the second guy. And they very subtly let us know that him and Sebastian used to work at a circus that they fled from. I started, chin nearly dropping out of my hand when... What? Chin nearly dropping out of my hand? Sorry. I started, chin nearly dropping out of my hand when the back door banged open. That was definitely Sebastian. He never quite managed to get the hang of doors after so many years of tent flaps and beaded curtains. Conceptually, that's really funny to me because he can't wrap his head around the way a door works, but he's opening them violently. Closing him's not even a problem, but he comes in the room like he's SWAT every time. That's so strange. Okay, so Sebastian told that girl that Keen was his friend, but they are definitely not friends. They're together. The two of them, Sebastian and Keen, need someone to draw them sigils, and they were going to try to get Poppy to do that since she's an artist, right? None of this was mentioned to her, so she assumes, as you would, that Sebastian was hitting on her. The tension is really thick, though, so Poppy just bails out. She tells Sebastian that she'll come back the next day. She just spends every single day at the zoo, I guess. Keen's not on board. He's getting kind of jealous, but the plan's still in action at the moment. I'm gonna explain this next thing to the best of my ability, but I fear that I misunderstood something. Sebastian and Keen are balloon animals that shift into humans sometimes. There's a fourth character named Xena that was from that circus that they mentioned earlier, and she created these two guys from balloon animals. She wasn't nice, so I guess they fled, and that's what they need the sigils for, is to hide themselves from her, Xena, because she's evil. So this all makes sense. Listen, it all makes sense, trust me. They really get excessive with the balloon theme. describe their icing like funnel cake icing. And also, real quick though, I haven't had a lot of funnel cakes in my life, but I don't think any of them have had icing on them. And specifically funnel cake icing, I don't think that exists, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Pretty sure it's mostly like powdered sugar and like fruit, maybe some sort of like. I'm thinking about this too much. It doesn't matter. Okay. There's plenty of other plot holes, but for some reason that one got to me. I don't know. So as I said, Poppy comes back the next day and she's drawing a picture of Keen. That's the one that doesn't like her. Okay? He's mean to her. He doesn't like her, but she's drawing a picture of him. And Sebastian pulls up like behind her. He walks up behind her. We're back on the balloon bullshit here, real quick. I smiled at him, momentarily confused, when I noted his usual bunch of balloons was nowhere to be found. That was strange. I could have sworn I heard them when he walked up behind me. First of all, his usual bunch of balloons? You met him yesterday. Second, you're telling me these guys are just walking around, sounding like balloons, rubbing together every step they take? Oh yeah, he's so hot. Sebastian asks Ploply now if she'll draw for them, but still doesn't tell her what it's for. He's just like, I'll give you $500 if you draw something for me and Keen over there. That should have been a red flag. I don't know how much money you could possibly make off of selling balloon animals, but I don't think you could just commission somebody $500 on a whim. And it's ominously unnamed. Just a mysterious project for $500. But she says yeah. She's like, yeah, no, I'll do it. She's assuming it's gonna be something sexual, and she's still on board. Ploply leaves to go to class, and Sebastian goes in and tells Keen like, okay, yeah, she'll do it. And he's pissed because they just had this conversation yesterday. He doesn't want this. So Keen goes out to try to find an alternative artist to do this for him, but he doesn't know anyone because he's the balloon animal. So he follows Poppy to class to try to get somebody from her school. I don't know where. Like I'm assuming he follows her or something. I don't know how he knew where she went to school, but he gets there. And then when he's sneaking in there, some random guy that Keen doesn't know starts waving him down. He's like, come on, get in here. This random dude thinks Keen's a model for his class. And he's like, okay, so drop trowel, get in here and start posing, dude. Keen just does it. So Bubble Buddy over here gets up on the platform, completely nude, and is just sitting there forever. Turns out Properly is actually one of the students in this class, and she was supposed to be responsible for getting the model who didn't show up, obviously, because this guy, Keen's not the model. But she's talking about how the guy that she was supposed to have was having an issue with his passport. Where the fuck? What kind of life do these people live? Where are you finding a foreign model to come in for you? That sounds expensive. So she sees Keen's up there and she just doesn't say anything because she doesn't want to get in trouble for having her model fall through. So they're just going along with this thing. And I'm sure this is leaving you with a lot of questions that I can't answer. I don't know. After the sketch is done, Plop and Keanu go into the room where he originally got nude in so he could get dressed again. And they established that she didn't mean to get in between him and Sebastian. It was a genuine misunderstanding. And they're like, okay. Keen clarifies that he wanted her to draw those sigils. And she's like, oh, shit, okay. And then they yes. The guy that just hated her 5 seconds ago? Yeah. He shows her that he's a fucking balloon. And like the most like off-putting way possible, and I'm not even going to talk about it, but you can make assumptions and I'm sure you'll be right. Anyways, so afterwards they go back to Sebastian and he's like, this, sorry, I know I was mad at you for flirting with her like a couple hours ago, but we just fucked. Plopper gets is super stressed and then they start doing some fucking wolf shit, okay? Keen, purr for her, your Omega is distressed, Alpha, do what you need to do. Alright, turns out that Pulp is actually also magical, like the lady that made them, and that's why they, like, I don't know, they imprinted on each other. I don't know how to describe this, but point is she's powerful. And I don't understand mentally, I don't understand if she's the one that is like gonna save them and she's magical, why is she the Omega? Maybe I just don't get like the werewolf kink thing. I must be missing something. But I feel like she should be in charge, okay? Little did the two of them know, they bit each other when they were fucking, and I guess that means they're bonded now, and they don't have to worry about Xena, the girl from earlier, because I don't know why, but they don't. But Sebastian is not bonded with them, okay? This is a two-person deal. He's a third wheel now. But that's a problem, right? So no, they just also go and fuck him. Sebastian and Plopley, they also just go and fucking take care of the problem. Everything's fine. So the three of them are all in a relationship now. Okay. The original magic lady comes and finds them and breaks into their house, and Poultry, she blows air into Xena, and Xena just floats off. She's gone. She, like a balloon, floats away. That was the most uneventful plot point. And I'm telling you, this was like a one sentence situation. She showed up, blew air in her, bye. Everything's fine. That was it. Don't let anyone tell you you can't be an author, because Kindle's not going to stop you, that's for sure. Kindle Unlimited's like the Tubi of book world. 4 out of 10. Sorry about that. Bye.